All right. You can hear us. Alan, can you hear us?
Alan. I know Alan.
Do you know Alan?
I know Alan very well. Hey, Alan Cooper. Let's go, buddy. Nice to see you, pal. I owe you a
like,
call.
who's this Alan guy?
Dude, he's a good friend of mine from the automotive industry. Solid person.
Well, I was gonna say it's a good thing because his mic is muted to get up there. Does it matter or no?
No, I can hear it on my end.
Okay, you're actually streaming it over your phone.
There we go.
All right, fantastic. All right, where we start? Oh,
Your shirts.
Shirts.
Okay.
There you go.
Love the shirt. Very white zombie inspired. It looks like. I love it. You know, huge fan. Skulls and craziness.
But anyways, like I was saying, Mock. What a great Boston name, Mock.
Yeah.
It's not sweater weather
Mac.
anymore.
Yeah. It's not. It's warm out.
It is warm out today.
Should we make fun of Jacob again?
Yeah.
He's wearing shorts. I'm wearing a jacket. What the hell is going on here?
I said literally there's some middle schoolers. I definitely guarantee middle schoolers have shorts on right now going to school.
I want something, man.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of got it's like 70 degrees out right now. The
Beautiful.
snow is melting. It's wonderful.
All right. So now we can get into the opening here. So today we're starting with an urgent update from the repeal campaign, meaning the no response to the repeal because we do not want to repeal, right? We're on the no camp here, including a summit that you actually attend. So March 24th, we're going to get to that in a second. And we're also going to be talking about a NECAN event that is also in the repeal side. We'll be doing a live show at NECAN. Which is coming like April, I think 25th.
25th, yeah.
So 24th, 25th, we have the 25th slot. But again, we're going to get to that in a second. We're also just going to break down some market numbers from February because February just passed. And so now we got to figure out how did we actually do? How's the market doing? Going to get to that one. And we may test Dan a few times on a few different categories. We'll see how that goes. Actually, since we did that little segment, did you get any flack for that?
Yeah, I mean, people already know I'm dumb, so not as much as you would expect.
But did somebody from like Camino reach out to you and be like, "Hey, dude"?
No, actually, no. They were okay with it, I guess. No, I mean, I get death threats all the time for a litany of reasons, and that wasn't one of them this time around.
Got to be those Ford dealerships getting back at you.
Oh man, they hated that.
We're also going to be talking about some AI stuff, AI disruption, job disruption stuff. Obviously, kind of top of the news. Right now. And so basically a couple things around, I think you said THC drinks, potentially some drink stuff.
I want to hear your opinion on that stuff that's going on with the hemp bill.
Absolutely. So before we get into it, I always have to say this. My 17 lawyers always tell me that I have to disclaimer this, right? This show is for educational entertainment purposes only. Nothing discussed should be taken as legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. We are sharing our opinions, industry observations, and publicly available information. Always do your own research and consult appropriate professionals before making any decisions. If you make a decision based on what I say or what Dan says, that's on you.
Totally. It's a bad idea, most likely, or at least for me. I'll speak for myself.
What's the lead in? So the lead in is Massachusetts, the repeal stuff that's happening right now. The repeal, obviously, campaign has kicked off. Now the no campaign that's going to be opposing the repeal is now starting to kind of gain a little bit steam here. We had a slow start because we had to get all our ducks in a row. And so now I think, what I've heard from a few people here, they're saying that they're not taking it as seriously as they potentially should. And so it is a very serious matter. And so we have to be a unified front on the no side of this campaign. So obviously where things stands right now are we have, they've gathered all the signatures. So it's going to advance. So now we're expecting it automatically to be on the ballot at this point. So it's funded almost entirely by the SAM, Smart Approaches to Marijuana Project, national group. Kevin Sabat, I think his name is. He has been opposed to weed for a really long time. This is nothing new for him. The new part of this is, according to latest numbers that I've heard through industry people, is that they suspect they'll be raising close to $20 to $30 million to repeal marijuana in Massachusetts. Just Massachusetts alone, $20 to $30 million. So what does that stand for us? Well, that means that we have to raise probably like 10 million to be able to do this. If we raise the money, we'll have the media dollars to be able to put it as an opposition campaign, whereas they'll have $20 to $30 million to try to convince everybody that, all the cannabis in the market has fentanyl in it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, protect the kids. You don't want this crazy fentanyl to infect your kids. So therefore it's got to go. Obviously we know that's the furthest from the truth, and you got to the libertarian in me will be like, well, just let it all be legal at that point. You know what I mean? Because adults got to adult. But anyways, we know how to, check IDs at the door multiple times. We know we follow the rules, right? And of course, there's always going to be little bad actors here and there, but for the most part, everybody's following the rules, and the sky hasn't fallen in cannabis. And they're trying to make up these stories to inspire people to like vote yes on that. We're obviously saying no here, and the couple of things that we have to we want to focus on really quickly as the lead news story is that March 24th in Framingham. The link is in the comment section right now on YouTube and on LinkedIn. The Committee to Protect Cannabis Regulation. So it's a bit.ly link, Framingham Summit. That is a summit that is going to be a bunch of participants from inside the industry and outside the industry getting together to discuss the strategies around kind of putting this no campaign together. So that's a very important one. So it's something you can actually go to and listen to people speak, whereas before it was like very behind closed doors and stuff like that. Now it's actually going out to the public. So please attend if you can. If you can't attend, try to donate. The donations are super important as well, because we got to raise $10 million here. Okay. So this is not chump change. This is not easy. The way somebody had put it to me recently, I think I can probably share the person's name. Let me not, just to be safe. So they basically said, if every licensed operator who's operational was to put away a month worth of their revenue, which is a big ask, it's a big ask, we would get to $10 million. Okay. So I don't think we're going to get everybody to get to that level, but either way, we still have to, donate as much as we can. I know Good Vibes, Good Feels, we're definitely going to be donating to the campaign.
We will be as well.
Because it's like, if the industry doesn't exist, we don't exist. Right. So like, we're obviously be fighting this as much as we can. So the next thing to bring up is that we're also hosting a panel at NECAN. So Jacob will be there, producer, and he'll be doing a live show at NECAN on the floor Saturday at 1 p.m. on the 25th. And Adam Smith from the Marijuana Policy Project will be there. He's the one who has been part of Massachusetts legalization back in the day in the 2016 campaign to get it legalized initially. And so he's going to be there. And tentatively scheduled is Ryan Dominguez, who's the chairman of or executive director of the Massachusetts Cannabis MCC, Massachusetts Cannabis Coalition. Couldn't forget the last C. My note says the CCC here, and I'm like, no, he's not from the CCC. And then Ulysses Youngblood from Major Bloom.
Love that.
Huge
dude.
fan of Ulysses.
Great guy.
Great speaker also. And so I'd love for him. He's tentatively scheduled to be on the panel as well. So hopefully we can get those two other guys in here to talk about, what actionable things you can do as a licensed operator, because there's going to be licensed operators there, but also how do you engage with your customers at your dispensary? Like what flyers? I know people were starting to put flyers out there. Like Meg Sanders from Canada Provision, she had already started making flyers and stuff like that. Shout out to Meg. There is a lot of things that you can do, but we all have to be on the same page. All the messaging has to be the same, right? And so that means we can't actually just fumble our way through this and create a social media post and be like, hey, we did our job. It has to be a concerted effort. Like we cannot do this without some kind of orchestration behind it. So show up March 24th in Framingham. The link is in the notes, in the show notes. And if you can make it out to the NECAN one, great. If not, if you're at NECAN, swing by, obviously 1 p.m. Saturday. But if you can't make it, the live stream is also there for people who have to work on Saturdays, potentially in the dispensaries themselves. Okay. That's enough. That's a lot.
There's a lot going on in Massachusetts right now.
Yeah, I just sprinted through that. So let's get to the market report. So on the market side of things, I mean, I've got plenty of numbers here, and I don't have to kind of bore people to death with this stuff. But basically, what I'm looking at is it was kind of flat month over month. That's kind of the general story. Now, flat to down, and the reason why, obviously, snowstorms, Massachusetts, we were covered in snow. Everybody got 2 feet one day, and the next day they got like, another 3 inches, and the next day they got another 6 inches. We were buried under snow. So that's part of it, obviously. What other things do you think?
We actually were tracking a lot of growth in the day leading up to the snowstorm, and then a complete absence of sales the day after. So Yeah, it's down a little bit in Massachusetts. We were tracking around maybe 2% down as compared to the same number of days in March and February or January, I guess. In this
That's the trick though, because February being a 28-day month versus January being a 31 day, you're missing 3 days.
Exactly.
Right. And so you have to subtract those 3 days out of there.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's basically flat to down. It's not a huge drop, but it's a bit down. So I could see how you were tracking high. We were also tracking really high the day before the storm. We hit record numbers. Exactly, right? Because it was like the day before everybody was stocking up, right?
Yep,
and so I figured that's probably a lot of people during that time. Everybody else saw their numbers go up as well because the stores were essentially closed the next day.
Yep.
And in some cases the next day after that even.
There are still dispensaries in Cape Cod, I'm told, in Truro. I think I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, that didn't even open until like Monday of this week.
Wow. Well, that's because they actually lost 97% of the population lost power, as I heard.
And they're on the very tip of the peninsula, aren't near Provincetown, so no one's getting out there easily.
No.
It's
I
like
can't imagine
one or
storm
two
going up
roads
there.
all the way down. Yeah, exactly.
Get the electricians out there, and the rates that they're oh man, I have a buddy who's an electrician. He'd always tell me like, oh, I'm going on storm, and he'd go out and he'd go off to like New York or something like that where they have this big snowstorm and all this other stuff, and then he'd get paid literally thousands of dollars a week for being out there because the most important thing was to get the grid back online.
My brother-in-law's been putting off buying a Jeep soft top for his Jeep for like 2 years, and he has so much overtime right now. I think he bought 2. Brand new.
Yeah. So a couple of trends just really quickly. We're looking at a couple of categories that actually did get a lift. And so, basically we're looking at some year-over-year numbers that vapes are actually going up right now.
We saw that too.
Flower going down.
We saw that as well. Yeah.
So what do you think's going on there?
I think people are less inclined to smoke weed and more inclined to vape it. I mean, it's really hard to tell, but I think there's a lot more advertising. I see a lot as someone who's a publisher for a number of different advertisers and brands. I see a lot more companies that sell the vaporizer and the concentrate and the edible products.
Ads. Yeah, you see more
advertising.
Like
I hardly ever see advertising for flower. That could be a factor.
Interesting.
I rarely see it, and we look at this pretty closely.
So what are you tracking actually nowadays? What's like a number one thing that you'd probably be tracking month over month or year over year?
We're tracking what brands are advertising, what brand, not just like on the commerce media side, like a Surf side or a Jane. We're also looking at what our feature brand provision, what's being used up there. And it's rarely flower. It's always one of the other categories.
How have you seen any dip in spend or anything, or?
Not that I've noticed. No,
yeah.
It seems pretty consistent. In fact, we're actually seeing ramp ups in some categories as well.
Any specific category?
Definitely in vaporizers and edibles. And
that's wild.
We've actually noticed a little bit more drink specific advertising, which makes sense because we're just coming off of the dry January trend, and we're also getting into summertime where people like to be outdoors. And what better way to enjoy than having a cannabis seltzer or drink or a beverage? So
yeah, I mean, this is. Yeah, I'm looking at these numbers and year over year stuff, and it's like vapes are just cranking right now. A couple other things to note, I would say, talking about the stores right now, we did see a little bit of movement from January to February. Ascend, New Bedford, Ascend, Boston, still just cranking right now. Again, this data, just so we're clear, is provided through the Little Alerts interface. Eventually, Rick, you got to sponsor this show. Because I always shout out Little Alerts here because we use a ton of your data. And so Little Alerts, if you haven't signed up, if you're an operator who hasn't signed up for Little Alerts, definitely sign up for Little Alerts, obviously. You get all kinds of crazy data. Actually, switch over to my screen real quick and I'll show you some of the data you can pull from Little Alerts. This is just like a last 7 days kind of situation. But you can see, top brands here, retailers, etc. So you can see Ascend here. Garden Remedies is always sneaking in there. Zahara is up there as well. This is just the last 7 days. These stores are actually cranking. Oh, House is in there. That's very cool. So there's some they float all the time, right? So it's not always going to be like this. I can switch back again. So the actually really, really, really quickly wanted to throw another quick trivia at you though. Okay. This one's not going to upset anybody.
It's okay if it does. I'm all right with upsetting people.
All right, so we get a comment from JP here. So flower is a PITA.
Is that pain in the ass?
But It's LinkedIn. You can't swear, I don't think.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, pain in the bum.
I'm just kidding. Pre-rolls and Rocksteady and other cats will grow. So yeah, 10 years, no new users will know how to roll the joint. Do you think that's true?
I
suspect that might be a thing. That's a really great observation, JP, because I think the convenience and the form factor, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, old heads are always going to roll, right? They're always going to break up their own flour, stuff like that. And when I interview people on my podcast, I always ask them in this or that section is like, do you like pre-rolls or do you like your own flour, flour? And people rarely say flour. They're just like, I just want the convenience of the pre-roll. But I bet if I was to ask that question with vapes, I think it'd be even higher. Be like, oh yeah, vapes are just so much more convenient, right? Depending on who you talk to, obviously.
I mean, I know how to change my oil. I did it for the first 25 years of my life. I don't think I've changed my oil in 10 years now. So just because you know how to do something doesn't mean you want to do it.
Yeah, I've not changed my oil in a little bit. That Tesla, man.
Well, it's an electric car.
It's oil.
Yeah, it really is. Very
engine.
That's very inefficient.
So I just really quickly. So without looking, what do you think the #1 edible brand in Massachusetts is in February? Wow. It's fairly consistent month over month, but I just figured I'd ask you.
Either Kana or Camino, I want to say.
Oh, interesting. Edible, not gummy.
Ooh, all right.
Think about it. That's a big hint.
Coast? I'm way off, aren't I?
No. So Coast is on the list. So Coast is actually number 4.
Okay.
Kana, number 3.
Okay.
Camino, number 5.
So there's something up there. There's 2 things. All right, let me try again. I'm drawing a blank.
Number 1, or actually number 2, Wild.
Ah,
they came up out of nowhere, right?
Yeah,
and we
were talking smack about them last time.
Exactly.
I think that's why. That's why.
So they did number 2, and then number 1, Betty's Eddies.
I would have.
That's a consistent.
I would have guessed that. They are fantastic. I just, when you said not gummies, because Betty's is like a taffy.
It's a taffy.
It's a taffy. It's like it threw me for a loop. So I thought like maybe I'm not thinking. About
I said edibles.
You did say edibles.
So and obviously out of the 5, 4 of them are gummies. But the Betty's Eddies did almost $1 million in February, even though it was down. You know what I mean? Because of the month.
Yep.
And Wild was 750,000. Kana was about 750,000. Coast was about 715. Camino did about $668,000. And this is just edible sales. This is not, if they do other products, it obviously doesn't include those numbers. But that's the market update. I think that's pretty suffice to say that like the market is, even though we had a crazy month in February with snowstorms and stuff like that, and a short month, we actually didn't take a huge hit overall. No. So we're actually quite happy with where we landed as well, but we're really looking forward to this warm weather. I'm not going to lie. March, come on, you can do it. Today is a great day. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. And then I saw some 40s and I'm just like, not great, but our products do really well in the warm weather, of course. And so like we're ready for a really big spring for us.
Best of luck to you in that.
Thanks. We're trying. All right, where do you want to go from here? So you got a bunch of topics.
Let's talk about AI, dude. I feel like you can't avoid those two.
We'll go over to AI.
2 vowels together.
All right, so AI, those are vowels. So no longer known as Alan Iverson, we're talking about artificial intelligence. So what do you think? Where do you want to go with this? You want to go to the job disruption side? Because that is a huge, huge thing. Yeah. Do you want to share your screen yet? Or?
I think I am. I'm not sure. Jacob, I think you have to do that.
Flip it.
Let me get this out of the way as well. So Anthropic's.
That's my screen.
There we go.
Right.
I've hidden most of the comments I got on LinkedIn this week. So Anthropic's CEO and Anthropic in general has been tracking where they believe AI will disrupt different labor markets. And they published this graphic, I believe earlier this week. And like, holy smokes, I'm worried about why I went to college right now, because management up here, not looking so hot for them. Business and finance, that's going to be a very changed market very soon. Computers and math, we're already adopting it all in with AI on our testing and our development. Architecture and engineering, I mean, that's going to be disrupted. Life and social sciences, I'm not 100% sure how that would work, but I'm guessing.
Well, no, because Andre Carpathy just released a I actually have it. Maybe I'll just throw it up real quick. Let me find it again though.
Oh, let me put that back on then. while you're doing that.
Where is Kaparthi? Oh, well, it's gonna like make me log in and stuff like that.
No,
But I
take your
do
time.
think it is an extremely important discussion.
Legal is going to be disrupted. I can tell
Yeah,
you
go
from
for it.
personal experience. I used AI to like summarize a lot of thoughts I was having in a recent thing I was working on in legal. Education, I mean, that's pretty obvious. Arts and media, like if you're not already like remixing your images and your text messages, I mean, you're well behind at this point. And then office administration, like that seems really obvious as well with all the busy work and the calendar scheduling. I mean, I'm already doing all of my calendar management through AI at this point in time. So what's not being disrupted is pretty obvious as well. Transportation, production, installation, repair. Those HVAC jobs aren't going
they're
anywhere.
not going anywhere.
Construction, agriculture. That's probably good for the industry for us as well. Grounds maintenance, personal. So basically, you use your hands and build stuff that's physical. You're probably good, but everywhere else you should be learning AI immediately. Yeah, for now, exactly.
Until the robots come.
Until the robots come.
Well, I actually was talking to somebody the other day, and I know for a fact he doesn't watch this because he's not a nerd. But like, to be fair, I'm a nerd too, so I don't mean that against the audience. But like, if you're into this stuff like I am, then this guy's not watching this stuff because he's like touches grass and stuff. But he actually said to me, he goes, the one place that is safe as kind of like an end state, which is just true of today anyways, is real estate.
How so?
Because you have to be a human to own real estate.
Oh.
So that was his theory.
Interesting.
So I thought that was really interesting. But switch to my screen real quick because I want to share this tweet. And this one in particular, Andre Kaparthi is a crazy researcher. He's done all kinds of stuff. He created an agentic system that will do science research overnight for you. He'll launch 100 agents and they'll all just collaborate on scientific kind of understanding. Then he did this, which I thought was super cool. Do you remember SETI at Home?
No.
SETI at Home, for those who don't know,
is that the search for extraterrestrial intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay, I do know what that is.
So SETI is search for extraterrestrial intelligence. At Home was because there was a bunch of signals out there, right? That's coming from space. And you'd have these systems that would be downloading all this information, right? But you couldn't process it. And so at home meant that it was a distributed network of people processing this on their own home computer. So I used to run a little SETI at home on my computer. So my computer was just idle. It'd be processing all this space data, right? And so again, I'm nerding out here. But so what he's done is basically saying like the auto research is the next step is collaborative agents where you can basically run a SETI at home where it's like instead of the SETI, it's more of like research, scientific research at home. And so everybody's computers will be contributing to this big system that will be just processing tons and tons of research. And so science and life science is what you had said, like that stuff. I agree. Life science is social science, life science, like all that stuff, anything that can be researched is kind of toast at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when you get somebody like Andre Kaparthi, like working on these things. So anyways, he open sourced a bunch of stuff too. So he literally has open sourced like all this stuff. So I don't think it's, I think we are at a whole new ball game with life science as well. So good luck there. That's all I got to say about that one. But yeah, your job is at stake. And the people, I said this a couple of shows ago, but like the people who adopt AI are the people who are going to kind of survive. Whereas I don't think it's a black and white situation. It's just like, every day learning a little bit more about AI, learning how to use the systems, and there's layers to it, right? It's just like, hey, you can go into ChatGPT and prompt something. Then you can figure out like, okay, what if I upload a document to it and start there? Then, okay, how can I get, my AI to start looking at my Google Drive, right? Or you create these RAG systems, which is just like you're uploading a bunch of data, and like you're always just like, upload your company data, and then you can kind of just, ask it questions about your company data.
Do you have any concerns about that now that ChatGPT and OpenAI is officially allowing advertisers into their ecosystem? And
they just walked that back actually today. But
they walked that back.
They walked it back. Wow. They walked advertising back,
and
they walked something else back. I can't remember what it is now. Oh, the adult stuff. They were going to let adult content come through. in ChatGPT,
Cool.
and they walked it back as well. So they literally just happened this morning. So the for the most part, I don't trust a bunch of companies with my data without, I'm just by default not trusting of the data. But at the same time, like I'm not uploading stuff that I really care about to a certain extent. It's like the strategies that we employ. Also, people know who we are. We're a cannabis company. We make good vibes, right?
Yep.
So it's like it's not like a huge risk to us. Yeah, we're uploading like new future projects and stuff like that, and kind of getting feedback from the AI system. But I don't know. I don't think it's a huge risk for us. But if you're a privacy person, like a super private person, then yeah, don't upload it because there's some real big risks there.
You're not like putting like chemical formulation or any secret sauce stuff in there. It sounds like then.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, because we do our own internal formulation and maybe we'll ask it questions of how we can do something better, but it's never really like full formulas or anything like that.
Right.
And again, what are you going to do with it? It's so funny because it's like ideas are 1% of the job. Of the work.
It's all execution.
It's execution.
It's all
So
execution.
I could share I could literally, I actually have this, I've done this a little bit already, which is I've shared a little bit too much on a podcast and I shared a little bit too much on like a grow mode. And like, you have to be paying attention, first of all, but then you have to execute on it. Like if you can't execute on it, good luck.
The path to hell is made on good ideas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no, an idea
Mm-hmm.
is not the end all be all. Like I have 1,000 ideas a day. I've been trained actually. What is one of the things we did in Alt MBA? So I was in Seth Godin's Alt MBA. One of our tasks was to come up with 100 ideas in like an hour. And it melts your brain after a while. You just spit out idea after idea after idea. And then you just sort it to like the best ones, of course, and you kind of discuss the maybe top 5 or even top 3. But like just the process of bending your brain a little bit to just be in a constant, ideation, I think is fantastic. And you're an entrepreneur, so you kind of probably have tons of ideas all the time. Also,
I can't go into my GoDaddy anymore because of that. Because I've registered so many domains for so many ideas that I'll never get to.
How many domains do you have?
At my height with GoDaddy, I had 400 domains I was paying for every year.
Right.
It was becoming a very expensive bill to maintain. So I've jettisoned.
That is very expensive.
Yeah,
because GoDaddy is also very expensive. I would say like I moved everything to Namecheap after GoDaddy was shooting. The guy was shooting like rhinos in Africa or something like that. I'm like, oh, I don't really want to support that. But yeah, he had a little bit of a PR issue. But I will say that I only had about like 40 or 50 maybe at my height. But I actually got in so early. I had so many crazy things. I think it was a guy I was in college with. He was like, hey, you should grab this domain. And it was like Coca-Cola.com or something crazy.
So like sit on the domain or squat?
Just squat on these. Because it was wide open back then. Like you could just get any domain name, right? They weren't taken, right? And now you can't find like a 5-letter domain name that doesn't even make sense anymore. I
got a domain story.
Yeah, what's that?
So when I was in the automotive, oh man, this is a good one actually. When I was in the automotive industry, I should say, I'm not going to implicate anyone else. I bought the domain Herb Chambers Ford Quincy because he had a store in Braintree and we had a Ford store in Quincy. And within like maybe a week or two, I got a cease and desist from his lawyer. I was threatened like with all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? This is still an interesting idea. So I started pursuing other domain purchases. Do you remember? Have you ever seen the advertising for ChooseNissan.com?
No, I'm not really shopping.
So Choose Nissan at the time. No, I get it. So Choose Nissan, for those of you playing at home, I know that Alan Cooper's been watching. Hopefully he's still watching. Choose Nissan is a aggregator of leads for Nissan's like regional efforts. So we saw that Choose Nissan was available and we bought it. And we built a website that looked exactly like ChooseNissan.com. But we actually were pumping all the leads into my dealership, which will remain nameless. You can do your own research. But,
well, that's one of those hacks, right? Because it's like there's the domain squatting hacks. I know there was people out there that were like, remember when Kia did their rebrand, speaking of cars?
Which one? They've done like 3.
The last one they just did.
The like flat UI looking.
Yeah. So people would start searching for can cars because they were like the Kia was the I and the A would look like an N.
Like an A. Yeah, exactly.
So the KN car, and somebody bought the domain name KN Cars, and it was like doing lead generation stuff probably on it or something like that. But lead generation is that's just the world you live in lead generation. So I get that.
Remember Cash for Clunkers?
I know Cars for Kids. That's the only one I can
Cash for
remember.
Clunkers is a program where the government was doing a buyback of all the older, less efficient cars. One of my mentors, who I'm also not going to implicate in here, bought or built a domain for Cash for Clunkers because the U.S. government did not do a good job of that. Ran some SEO and some paid search, and like literally ran probably one of the most successful lead generation campaign ever done in automotive history.
Cash for Clunkers.
Cash for Clunkers.
Wow.
Shout out to Brian. I'll leave your name off, Brian, but shout out to you.
You can Google it.
You can Google it.
All right. So we got a couple more segments going. But I actually want to get to a quick game segment.
Oh, what are you gonna embarrass me on this?
I'm gonna 100% embarrass you.
Oh god, here we go. What
It's
else?
actually something nobody's gonna be mad at you. Nobody's gonna be mad at you.
That's a new one.
I don't think anybody's gonna be mad at you. So I like how JP had said agreed on old heads on there, because I do have a question about old heads coming up in a sense, which is this is more of like a Family Feud style. Okay. So we asked 100 dispensary customers, what did you call it before it was legal? What did you call cannabis? Because what we saying, before it was legal. Top 100 answers.
Weed, pot,
Pot,
grass,
weed,
dope,
yep, weed, dope, pot, grass. Good.
smoke,
Nope, not on the list.
ganja.
Not on the list.
Who are these people that you poll? How many more do I have to go? 100?
Just one.
Just one?
No, I had top 5.
I don't know.
Mary Jane.
Oh my god! How do you miss? Jeez, you were wrong. I did embarrass myself. I'm still happy with my answer.
Here's there's Alan's answer right there, by the way.
Alan's a great dude.
We took most of the Chrysler Corp brand domain names back in 95 and 96. Similar story. Season to this came fast and heavy. Yeah. So when I was buying domains, it was like 95, 96. It was wide open. You just buy whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Coca-Cola.com was maybe not available.
No,
you know what I mean?
I don't know what it was like. I was 11 years old, but I can only.
You weren't buying domains?
Not when I was 11.
Oh, that's too bad.
I wasn't smart enough. I didn't even know what I was doing at 11. I was playing with like Ghostbusters or Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. There you go.
Yeah.
So here's your redemption.
Okay.
Ooh, Maui Wowie. I like that.
Wow. Yeah, all right.
So we asked 100 people also. We asked 100 people, what's the worst name for it, in your opinion?
Worst name?
Yeah. The opinions of 100 people. What's the worst name?
Probably
for weed?
dope.
Not on the list.
The worst name.
Mm-hmm. Think of like names that people call it, and you're like, that's like nerdy. You know what I mean? Like, what do you?
I think Mary Jane's a pretty terrible name.
Not on the list.
Oh my god.
You got to think about those boomer type of like names for it.
Hate boomers. Give me a hint. Give me.
I like boomers, by the way.
They're okay.
So I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, give me a hint.
You want what? Actually, what number do you want? Answers.
How many do I have? Like
5.
5? Give me the number. Give me a hint on the number 1, and I'll probably. Pick
Oh,
this.
The number 1. It refers to a vegetable of all things.
Broccoli,
Oh, almost though. Almost not that one.
cabbage. I don't know.
The devil's lettuce.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Well,
Oh,
there's a
yes.
religious connotation. I get that. That makes.
I was gonna
sense.
go to the
Okay.
religious. I was gonna say Satan's vegetable.
God.
All right. So what about one is has like a tobacco rhyming scheme on it.
Oh, wacky tobacco.
You got it, number
okay.
2.
Okay.
And this one, yeah, Alan.
Alan, I'm
technically a boomer.
You're exempt from me not liking boomers, dude.
You just redeemed
I
all
like-
boomers.
I like every boomer. I like Alan, and all of the boomers, you're by appointment only in my
Right.
book. But okay.
All right, let's go to here's another one. Back in 1992, Dr. Dre put this word,
The Chronic.
yes,
Yep.
into the vocabulary of many, many teenagers.
That is a terrible name for it as well. But I've always been led to believe that the Chronic is like marijuana plus another ingredient,
something,
plus
right.
an ingredient that's maybe less
Yeah.
favorable.
That's why it's the word list of worst names.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So are we on number 4?
So that was number 4.
Okay. So
I
number
skipped
5.
3,
Okay.
and we have 3 and 5 left. I'll go to 5, I
Okay.
think 3 you might be able to guess. So 5 is kind of like a name for low quality brickweed.
Oh, swag.
Swag.
Swag. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. That's a terrible name for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a good
I
name.
definitely agree with you.
If you walk into a dispensary, be like, "Hey, can I get some swag?"
Give me some
They'd be
crap.
like,
Just give me some
"Give me
shit
the worst
weed,
you eat."
pencil shavings. Give me some
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, it could
all right.
be basil in it, and it could have some
Oregano.
grass
Yeah.
grass
Exactly.
clippings and stuff. I not accidentally, I on purpose bought what I thought was really good stuff, and it was literally grass clippings. Because the guy, I don't think he had it, and I also was young enough that I didn't know the difference until I got it home, and I was like, "Oh, wait a second."
When you were saying this, I was like, "You bought that from a dispensary?" And
No, I'm talking
This
about
is-
like
this is
20 years ago,
this is
30 years
way
ago.
back.
Yeah,
when. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
And then the third one, number 3 on this list, is a name that is a connotation is about laughing.
Laughing giggle grass.
Giggle grass.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get
I would
on.
never have gotten these without the hint, but I mean, it all makes sense. I'm gonna come up with some questions for you on our
All right,
next
do
one
it,
of
do it,
these.
do it.
Absolutely.
Embarrass me.
Well, and I think it's just testing knowledge.
All right. So here's we're gonna do next. We're gonna take a quick segment break, and we're gonna do a giveaway.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna give away something. Obviously, you can see a lot of products on the table here. So we're going to give away not this one. That we don't make this one. This one's hop water. I love hop water.
Water's good.
I do it to make that one. But anyway, so quick giveaway. If you're watching live right now, and also Jacob you started to say if you're commenting and all that other stuff, you're also in the giveaway. So you're automatically entered. There's no links, there's no forms. Oh, we already have the spin up. All right, awesome, fantastic. So whoever's on this list is the one who's actually going to be in the giveaway. So what we have here is for people who are in Massachusetts, we're happy to give them a bottle of Good Vibes of their choice, where they want Pocket X even, or just the regular OG flavors, or some of our new stuff even, if you can find it in the market because it sells out super quick.
Oh yeah.
We only made 200 bottles, for instance, of our rosin, and it already sold out. So I think there may be a couple bottles lying around. So that one might be a little bit harder for us to get. So maybe not that one, but all the other kind of products that are available online or in dispensaries are available for your choice. Alternatively, if you're outside of Massachusetts, because we did notice some people that were in the contest that were outside of Massachusetts, you can choose from one of our hemp products. Our hemp products we have gummies, beverage enhancers, and drinks. We'll kind of put a value on it and we'll kind of just send you something. But if you have a preference for our beverage enhancers, our OG beverage enhancers, which I still consume every day, practically every day, gummies, which I've been consuming more lately, or our drinks, which I definitely consume every day. These are fantastic. Then you're also entered on that side. So if you're in Massachusetts, we'll figure out a way to get a dispensary to kind of hook you up. If you're outside of Massachusetts, we'll send you kind of like a box. Or if you're in Massachusetts and you want to try the gummies anyways, we'll send you that one instead. So with that said, let's spin the wheel. All right, here we go. How many people on this? Oh, wow. 36 people in this one. Let's see. We have
Jack Kelly the
third. Jack Kelly the third. You literally just missed it by like a hair.
You actually
JP.
lucked out on him because JP, I forget what island he's on, but he's like international right now.
Yeah.
That
So
would
probably
have been
won't be able
real
to get him.
challenging to get to him.
All right, very cool. And so Jack Kelly the third will be in touch. We'll get you something over there. Jacob will reach out to you, however he found you, and you guys can communicate through that way. Then if Jack Kelly doesn't get back to us, we'll spin it again offline and we'll find the next person. But Jack Kelly the third, congratulations. You did a great job by doing the things we asked you to do, basically. He attended. Fantastic.
We asked him to, and he did it.
It's hard to see the attendees, so it is what it is, right?
That's a new record for us though in attendance, is it not?
Yeah.
We sent it out. They pressed the attendance button, and I added it to the list. Basically.
Hell yeah,
Fantastic.
nice work. There we go.
So we're gonna do just a quick one on a topic of mine, and we're going to switch back to a topic of yours, maybe one or two we can get to.
Yeah.
So we just talked about AI. One of the things I'd mentioned on the last one was I have Body by ChatGPT, right? Because I've been asking ChatGPT a ton about nutrition and fitness and supplements and all the things you can imagine, because I wanted to just, in the new year, I felt like I needed to be doing better, right? Because I run a really a successful, profitable company, but I also under a lot of stress because of it, right? So I need things to make sure that I can keep functioning really, really well and have a clear head when I wake up in the morning and like be able to like get through all this work I've got to do, which I got to do a lot of work. So we're gonna cut this short. I gotta go. No, but for this, we'll hang out for a little bit longer here. But what happened was, as I started going through ChatGPT, Claude Cowork came out, and Claude Cowork has been basically a game changer here because now you can kind of upload, instead of just having like a simple instruction set and then researching all of, in ChatGPT's world, it would be like, you can generate some markdown files maybe and like have it like somewhat saved, but it was such a pain in the butt just to manage these separate files, whereas Cowork kind of all does that for you. So if you haven't tried Claude Cowork, I definitely recommend it. It has been a life changer. So what I've done recently though is, and I have these prompts, and I don't know if they're going to be helpful for people, but I'm happy to share the prompts. So if somebody wants the prompts, DM or comment or something like that. But the prompts are really great at creating like a basic dashboard for all of your health and nutrition. So as I mentioned to you before, I recently got a bunch of scans, right? I got the DEXA scan, I got muscle, I got grip strength, I got mobility stuff.
Yep.
I did a VO2 max test, which was awful. I'm not a VO2 max guy. I scored a 47, which isn't great, but it's not terrible.
You're not dying. So
I'm not dying. Well, I was dying when I was doing it. But I also did, you can actually switch over to my screen again. So what I've done here is I created a dashboard, and on this dashboard, it kind of, and this is called Cowork, right? It just did all these things for me. Now I happen to track a bunch of stuff though. And so if you look, it'll say like, out of range. So I've got some lipid panel stuff like HDL, LDL, stuff like that, that are just out of range. And I also have like creatinine. Creatinine is a like basically shows kidney function, but it's kind of an archaic way of doing it. Now the best way to do is EGFR or something like that. I can't remember some of the terms. Actually, it's probably in here. No, it's not in here. So the EGFR check is technically better, but the here, I'll try to zoom in so you guys can see. But at 1.33, I'm above, and that's because I work out a lot. I take creatine. So creatine, when it gets to the kidneys, it goes into creatinine. So it sounds like your kidneys are failing, but it's not. It's just because you're overdoing the creatine plus all of the working out.
Are you doing creatine every single day, or just workout days, or what's your
every single day? I've been doing creatine every single day, 5 grams a day for quite a bit now. I would say, actually, not even quite a bit, a year. I used to take creatine when I was like 15.
Me too. And
it fell off.
Yeah. And I was like, this doesn't do shit. It just tastes like chalk. Like,
yeah, exactly. It was so bad back then.
It was so bad.
And then I started getting back into it because I heard all these influencers talking about how well it is for your strength as you age, especially, right?
Logan swears by, he takes double the recommended amount per day, according to him.
I take now 10 grams.
Yeah. I'm
because the extra 5, the extra 5 is for brain. Stuff,
and it works.
It does work.
It's fucking wild. Yeah. Again, sorry for the swears, but yeah,
no,
it totally works.
And so and you can see like, and since I did the VO2 max, it actually put the numbers in here, and then body fat percentage, my bone score, so I'm above average.
You're elite according to the body fat and the VO2 max.
Yeah, and my grip strength and all this stuff. But anyways, but like I loaded all this stuff in here, but I just uploaded a PDF. Okay. When I uploaded this PDF, it kind of just generated all this for me.
Are you really only 156 pounds?
No, that's my grip strength.
Oh, I see the grip right up there.
I am 190. I'm a little bit heavy right now, 192, 193. But anyways, but it also has like all the upcoming tests of like all the stuff that I need to be doing right now. So I do more blood work, DEXA scan, VO2 max, movement screen, vitamin D check, a bunch of stuff. And so that kind of, it planned it a lot for me. And then on top of that, it also shows the stack of like all the stuff I'm doing. I've got 17 longevity supplements that I'm taking, 5 cosmetic and 9 for performance. You can see magnesium, omega-3s, D3.
You get those fatty acids in there.
Exactly. Sulforaphane, myrosinase. This is more of like a longevity thing. B complex, NAC, which is a really great one for performance as well. Creatine, and then some other ones. So I have like a weird thing in my eye, so I got to take lutein and zeaxanthin. Those are really good for eye health. CoQ, PQQ, curcumin, glycine, betaine, TMG, taurine, beta-alanine, fibrosol 2, which is a modified, it's a resistant starch. It's really good for lowering your visceral fat, the fat that's below, kind of thing.
The muffin top stuff. Yeah.
Iodine, I barely take that. The vegan collagen is another thing. I'm vegan, so I have to take vegan collagen.
Collagen's great for your skin. I've been using it on my face, and
I've been taking BPC 157 also. So if anybody wants to, this is a peptide. So it's one of those more research peptides. So they're not supposed to be for oral consumption even. But, and then, it's just speculative. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know, right? So that's why it's tier 4.
One way to find out.
Just take it and see what happens.
That's right.
But then it'll actually break down my nutrients, right? All this stuff that I'm taking on a daily basis, how close I am to like RDA values, et cetera, or where I'm really far over.
And how well are you following this plan? Is this just like a trail indicators, or is
that's a great question. So basically what I did was, it is trailing, right? Because it's just like, I have to get the test and then I have to adjust things, right? And so what ends up happening though is, all I did was, and I can share, like I said, the prompts with you. I took the basic prompt is something similar to, hey, please create me a dashboard that says, that has all of this kind of nutritional data in it, which will be here, and here are all the Amazon links, right? Or wherever you get it from, iHerb and all this other stuff. And here's how much I take of it. I take 2 capsules a day, and, or like 1 capsule at night, or like this powder or whatever. I also have a research tab of all the things I'm looking at. So some of the stuff, again, ChatGPT and in this case, Claude, are really good at diving into the research for you. So you don't have to think about it, right? So look at skin, hair, oral, testing, supplements.
Now, do you plug in your cannabinoid product usage in here as well, or no? Did I miss that?
I didn't add the cannabinoids.
Okay.
So I could, because it's just you add it in and then it's there.
Yep.
And I'm going to answer Anthony in 1 second, just because I also just want to mention the change log. It'll historically, it'll tell you all the stuff that I've changed over time, right? From the initial to kind of where we are here. And so why I added it and stuff like that. So it's just a really handy way of just tracking your health and fitness over the long period. And so anybody wants kind of the prompts to be able to generate something like this, let me know. But I found really great value in it, because once you get to a certain spot and you're taking certain supplements a day, you continue to take them and you just reorder them. It's kind of just comes in the mail all the time. And there's some basic ones in here that aren't super expensive, like D3 and K2, that, or even the omegas, if you get the right deal on them. If I'm vegan, so mine's a little bit extra because it's like, it has to be done from algae oil versus fish oil. And but some of them that are very basic are also very cheap, and they're super affordable. So B vitamins and stuff like that too.
Now, somewhere on the dashboard, I noticed, are you spending $332 a month on this, or
Was that
I thought I saw it? I thought it. Yeah, right there. Is that an accurate reflection of what this is costing you a month?
Probably. Have I added anything since? I don't think it knows I'm taking 10 grams of creatine, for instance, right now.
Okay, I didn't see that in there. Yeah. Now, do you have these all on subscription, or are they just coming to your house, or you have to like
subscription? Everything is subscription. Yeah, because I don't want to think about it, because I just automatically
100%.
subscribe.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, that's a really good shout out. The big ones. So like, unfortunately, the BP 157 is half the price. It's like BPC 157 shipped to my door is like $160, unfortunately, a month. So that it literally is half the price. You can get for less than $20 a month, probably. You can get most of the stuff. I've got a bunch of random stuff in here that's like super on the edge of research, you know what I mean? So it's like, it kind of gets weird at that point.
Now, do you track your workouts in here, or just nutrition and vitamin?
No, but I do track my meals. I haven't run it a minute, but like I have meal tracking built into this because I subscribe to Cook Unity and Thistle. It'll tell you kind of like all the stuff you consumed, or the stuff that came in your order and whether I consumed it or not. So this is automated for me.
This is great.
So it'll tell you all the stuff that basically has come in, but like I have to run the script again because it's been a minute. So it's February 21st. But yeah, so anyways, you can sync right here and it'll just like sync everything for you. I won't bore you with those details, but yeah, there's so many tabs and there's so much data on, what you want to, what I think is the best stack for me as a person, but that's based on my blood work, right? That's based on test results. That's based on a bunch of other stuff. And this isn't a blanket recommendation to everybody start taking BPC 157 because it is expensive.
You did do the legal disclaimer at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I did. We're covered. Yeah, do whatever you want to do, but don't take my advice. You get what you pay for. Yeah, so I've been doing this for a little bit, and so now I call it Body by Claude. because Claude has kind of upped the game again. And again, in 6 months from now, the AI is even going to get better, right? Every day it's different and new. It's a whole new world. And so like, I've been doing this for a little bit. I actually, and it says, look, I've gained 8.3 years in my health span.
Those are very valuable years, man. Those are productive years, you know?
Exactly. My health span, not my lifespan.
Exactly.
Very cool. All right. So getting to Anthony's question, can we get a Good Vibes collab with ChemDog? 100%. I actually have been meaning to reach out to Greg. That is one of the things that there's just so much going on in this industry, and specifically when it comes to all this repeal stuff that's happening right now. It's lost a lot of people's focus on what they should be working on. But I absolutely agree. We can get a collab done. We just did our first collab ever, and that's the rosin product that we just released. It was only 205 bottles, I think we made.
Limited release.
And so they sold out literally in like that day. Basically, all the dispensaries took all of them, and I apologize to some of the dispensaries who couldn't, get them. But that was a collaboration with Gibby's Garden. And so yes, we'd love to do a collaboration with ChemDog to be able to get some of his product out in the market as well through our kind of technology and our vehicle syrup. But yeah, so there we go. Appreciate that, Anthony. Thank you so much. What we'll do is we're going to if we can find a way to contact you, if you wanted to send us a message privately, and like we can figure out like how to get that done and hopefully send you kind of like the first release. Oh, cool. I met you then. Yeah, cool. So Anthony, I met you when your dad gave a talk at Flower Expo. So at last year's Flower Expo, your dad was on stage and you were in the audience. I remember that. But yeah, he was telling some good stories about you guys. So all cool. So yeah, if you guys want to start to figure out a way to do that, then let's do it. So you have my approval, Anthony. Thank you so much for reaching out, because it's super important that we get people commenting on these things, because that could set off a whole new direction for our entire company.
Oh yeah.
So
love it.
All right, where are we going? What topics do you want to cover? You would sent me a bunch of topics.
I know, and I'm looking at them now. So they're not like good discussionary topics. So Alabama apparently is opening up this spring for medical sales, but only 5 licenses have been issued. Yeah. And we're talking to one of them, which we're really excited about, but they might not allow them to have a website. So
that might not, you might not get the job.
I don't know what we do in that situation. I don't know. So that's pretty much the whole topic there. I also saw that California got dethroned this past month as #1 seller of cannabis products by New York. New York beat them.
What?
Let me pull that article
That's
up.
Wild. I was waiting for something like that to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, California's had its fair share of issues of cannabis of late, but let's see here.
New York cannabis sales off to a record start. Can you share this? Yeah, here we go.
There it is.
On pace to sell more than California.
And they've already recorded over 250 million through the first 3 weeks of February alone.
Wow.
So
and that's with the storm.
That's what the storm is.
Yeah, they got big numbers too.
Nailed, and they also, yeah, exactly. So I thought that was a pretty good one.
Yeah. Very cool. So that's a great topic.
Yep.
What about you talking about some THC drinks or something like that?
Yeah, 2 things really interesting happened. I believe even today. I'll pull those both up real quick. As Jacob is doing something.
By the way, your icon in the document is anonymous dingo.
I've been called worse.
Anonymous dingo is typing right now.
So some movement on the cannabis drink side. So Tilray Brands acquired Brewdog, which is apparently an Australian brewery company.
Mm-hmm. I heard Brewdog was not doing so hot, so I'd be curious how that was going. I don't know for sure. That was one of those kind of like skim the title, skim the headline kind of.
That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, that's one of those as well.
Yeah, but Brewdog was one of those situations where I feel like they. I'm so curious where Tilray is going to go with this. Let's see, Ohio. That's a big topic right now.
The brewing companies sue to keep THC beverages legal.
Yeah,
that's a first. And usually they're doing the complete opposite.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that alcohol, like big alcohol, is behind a lot of this prohibitionary talk around THC drinks. But in reality, it's this. We're part and parcel the same. Mm-hmm. We just had on a podcast guest the founder or the chair of, or executive, I don't remember the executive director or chair in these lobby groups, but the trade group, HBA, Hemp Beverage Alliance. And Christopher Lackner. He was just on, and he was just saying that like what the Hemp Beverage Alliance is trying to do is we're trying to partner with the existing alcohol stream, which means full on distribution, using brewers for packing. Like there's a lot of stuff that the system already has. And since alcohol sales are so far down, pick this product up instead because it's selling really well. We're talking about billions of dollars in sales here. So Ohio, unfortunately, Ohio preemptively. So backing up, hemp is potentially being banned in November. It's on schedule to be banned in November.
But they've carved something out for drinks, is my understanding.
No, they haven't.
They haven't. Okay.
No, what's happening is the HBA is part of a lobby group right now that's trying to punt it another year or two so they can get actually like sensible framework in place.
That makes sense.
But what ends up happening is it still may get banned. So Ohio is like, you know what? Before it gets banned, we're just going to ban it here too.
Yeah.
So they're banning like March something. They're like 2 weeks away from banning outright. I
don't think it's March.
March 6th lawsuit, but
it's a lawsuit. Yeah.
But yeah, so I know these guys too. Like even Cycling Frogs in here and stuff like that. So Cycling Frogs a big hemp.
Saw them in there. Yep.
And so the hemp ban in November kind of inspired Ohio to cut it early because they want to make sure that all the retailers that have product on the shelves can get it off the shelves. Because technically, come November, it is federally illegal, officially federally illegal, and not loopholed, right, or anything like that. It's officially federal legal. So after November, if you still have hemp drinks lying around anywhere, or hemp products in general, right, whether they're gummies or whatever, which there are products here, on the top, the back row here, you're essentially committing a felony because now you have a controlled substance because it's still controlled substance. It's still Schedule 1. Right. And so if it's Schedule 3, I don't know what the implications are of that change necessarily, but like it doesn't really help hemp in that sense. But there's a big push to go get CBD into like Medicare and stuff like that now. But THC is kind of like as of November done basically. Will there be some kind of like Hail Mary by the HBA and all the lobby groups? Absolutely. They're fighting every day for this and working with the lobby groups there. So there is some hypotheticals of like why it's happening this way. And, Mitch McConnell kind of snuck it in at the end, unfortunately, for that ban. But yeah, so Ohio, since now they're banning it in advance of November, the breweries are like, no, don't ban it yet because this is our lifeline. This is how we're actually generating money right now versus like having to fight with every other, craft beer company who's failing right now.
They're all failing. Yeah, absolutely.
So that one's a super interesting topic and very relevant to obviously to me. So I have lots of insights on that. Check out the podcast with Chris Lackner. That one's a really good one. And also check out there's a couple podcast episodes coming up about hemp that I think are super interesting. And if you're in that space, definitely watch them. If you're in the cannabis space, you should watch them also because this does affect you to a certain extent. People are like, and the licensed operators, because I work in both, right? And we were super scared to come out as a hemp company because we were like, are we going to lose all our dispensary partners? Because everybody in the dispensary seems to hate it. And I just like, you know what? It is what it is. We make hemp products. For us, it's all about access, getting people access. When we first launched our drinks, everybody's like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing, especially glass bottles and all this fun stuff. But what ended up happening was people were buying like one or two at a time. They weren't buying cases. Right. And then once the distribution channels opened up to go into liquor stores, we were seeing cases being sold.
Now, how many liquor stores are you guys in right at this time?
Well, that was back in the day when we are in some, but not in Massachusetts anymore. Gotcha. So because all of Massachusetts stuff got pulled when the ABCC came out and said, unfortunately, if you're carrying the THC products on your shelves in Massachusetts, we're going to take your liquor license, which is a pretty big threat because that's a lot of their revenue, right? Maybe they might have been making a percentage of 2 in THC and it was growing every month, but threatening the liquor license versus the livelihood of those people, they're obviously going to boot the THC drinks to the side. Yeah. So that was a very effective way to get them to comply. Anyways, long story short, we don't know where this is going to end up in November, but at the end of the day, we're fighting for access. We're trying to get people products that we think are really fantastic. Our drinks, I have a pineapple mango probably every night. Is that the best flavor? That's my favorite flavor right now. I go back between that and blood orange. I like grapefruit. Grapefruit on a hot summer day is awesome. Blood orange is used to be my favorite. Pineapple mango is kind of superseded right now, but they're all really good. Very cool. So, anywho, any other topics that you want to quickly cover, or anything else on that list, or no?
Those are the big ones. I feel like, I did fill out Jacob's startup ideas, and it's funny, we were talking about your health and whatnot.
I like this.
I maybe there's a product on the market I'm unaware of, but like, a creatine or protein plus a THC. I haven't seen it. I would absolutely use that product. Why is no one building that product or making it obvious to me?
Yeah, I think we've had guests on here who in the fitness world too, right? So we've had fitnesses on that like Cam from Bud's Goods. She's competing on stage. Right. She's a full-on fitness bodybuilder,
yeah,
right?
100%.
She's jacked.
I wouldn't
muscle.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, she's all muscle. She, what's her line? Take a fat glob and get to it. Yeah, that's her morning routine. She'll literally take a fat dab and just start working out, right?
Powering through.
So having a little bit of THC, or a lot in her case, before a workout it basically gives you the runner's high, because it's the same endocannabinoid system that the runner's high taps into.
Yep.
Without having to actually go through the run. You know what I mean? Like, you immediately you're in it, right?
Yeah.
And so I've consumed before working out. I like it, but very little amounts, because I'm such a low dose person.
Yeah, me too.
But I'll typically actually do higher CBD, CBG.
Yep.
In small little THC, like a milligram or two of THC, but like 10 to 20 milligrams of CBD, CBG.
Yep.
And that sets me up right too, because at the end of the workout, I'm also just chill too. It like totally relaxes me.
Well, this is the whole thing. Like, I'm not sure if there's a brand out there that's doing something with protein, creatine, and THC as a drink mix or whatever. But like, I feel like half the people I follow on Instagram are like people working out and using cannabis, and then like half the companies out there that are brands are either made by or sponsored by or coerced with an athlete. So why is this not a thing?
I don't know. I feel like those worlds do collide, but I feel like it's one of those things that maybe is blown up on social media more, because I've tried to get people into cannabis as like an alternative to alcohol. And some people are just like, I like drinking, like you can't get through to some people, right? Even though it's harming them and stuff like that.
But try working out on alcohol. I mean, it's been done before, but it's not pretty.
But what's I'm getting is it like, so I feel like, I don't know if it's all like it's all not kumbaya sometimes for people. So just like, because you have to be really comfortable consuming if you're going to take it before a workout. Because imagine walking into Planet Fitness High and being like, hey, and like,
it's a judgment-free zone, so like, it should be fine.
Don't they have free pizza too?
Even better.
Yeah, exactly. So I think actually move up onto something.
Dude, let's make this happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's make this happen.
Love it. All right, so we're gonna wrap. We've been here for an hour now. So here's the thing. The cannabis summit that's coming up in Framingham, the repeal summit, which we're again on the no side of the repeal campaign. Keep that in mind. It's coming up March 24th. Don't miss it. RSVP, right? Just show up. And the more people we get, the more inspiration that everybody's going to kind of take from it as well. So if we see a big crowd there, it's going to be super inspiring for everybody to continue to fight that fight. And it's going to be a fight. So we also need donations. In the link, there's also donations. And so here's what that looks like. Jacob, you want to switch over real quick? So the Committee to Protect Cannabis Regulation. Now we have full-on industry buy-in, right? So it's very basic questions. It's like, hey, are you going to attend? Things like that, right? Or if you want to donate or want to help fundraise or speak at the events, educate customers, yada, yada, or knock on doors, right? And phone bank. There's lots of ways you can actually contribute here. So everybody, if you can help out, please help out. And the trade groups are all behind it, right? So this is the one place where we're all aligned. We're all aligned on the way to kill the repeal side by voting no and getting the word out there. So that's Mass Eon, that's MCC, that's the MCBA, Mass CBA. All the trade groups are in on this. Like, we're 100% unified front here. And so for the people who are listening, for instance, Kevin Sabat, I don't know, if you're listening to this, it's not going to be easy and you're going to lose. So keep that in mind, Sam Project. Okay. Not Sam, the person people I know. I love Sam's. There's so many Sams in my life.
There's a lot of good Sams out there.
Not that Sam, not
No,
Project Sam.
He's not a good guy.
No, that's not good. So don't mess with mass. We take it personally. So there we go. And now to finally close, you can switch off real quick. To finally do the hard close here. Everything we discussed today reflects our own opinions and interpretation of public information at the time of recording, which is now. We're recording, right?
Right now.
In this episode, if this episode is useful, follow the show, subscribe, and share it with somebody who should be paying attention. YouTube, LinkedIn, Dan's LinkedIn, my LinkedIn. Follow us.
Yeah.
Right? And we'll see you next time. Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Cool.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, buddy.